What is it and how can you use it? The right insurance advice, coverage of the Aon student insurance, what happens to your insurance when you have a job or when you're going to do an internship. How can you apply for the insurance and claim for the insurance? How does the healthcare system works in the Netherlands? A little recap, and then the questions you guys asked us in the Q&A section. First of all, we will start with a small short video, and after that, we will start the presentation.
Are you coming to the Netherlands to study or do an internship? An exciting time in which you'll get to experience new perspectives and cultures, spend time with the locals, and get immersed into their way of living. But what if something less exciting happens, like getting sick? But aside from getting sick, there are other bad things which could happen. The Aon Student Insurance is for non-EU and EU or EEA students. Are you an EU or EEA student, and do you have a European health insurance card? Before going to the Netherlands, check how and for how long you'll be insured in the country. If you're an EU or EEA student, we would advise you to get additional or full insurance, depending on your circumstances. You can find out more about this on our website. If you get a part-time job or paid internship, that also changes things. You'll be expected to adjust your own insurance to ensure that it matches your new situation. Make sure to arrange everything beforehand so you can leave for your studies or internship without any worries. The advice module on our website will tell you everything you need to know for your own personal situation. If you have any more questions, please take a look at our website. You can also reach us by telephone, email, chat, or see our FAQ.
Well, I hope this short video gave you some impression of what the insurance is about and what we are going to talk about in this presentation. About Aon, who are we and what do we do? We are an international advisor in risk management and an insurance broker. We have offices worldwide, 500 to be correct, approximately 60,000 employees. In the Netherlands, we have 13 offices, and the headquarters is in Rotterdam, where we are based, Elijah Kadra and myself, when we are at the office. We work for the Department International People Mobility, and that is where the Aon Student Insurance is surfaced. So everybody who you contact is working for the department IPM. We have a multilingual student services team. So if you need to speak in another language than Dutch, you can do that, and they will help you. We insured over 450,000 international students in the last decade, and we are a partner of many universities and universities of applied sciences here in the Netherlands and internationally. Why is it important to have an insurance when you come to the Netherlands? In the Netherlands, you are responsible for your own expenses, and that applies to all expenses. Also, insurance expenses. By law, you are required to have health insurance. If you don't have any health insurance, then you will have to pay all the costs occurring from health service yourself. And as you might know or heard, healthcare costs in the Netherlands are quite expensive. A specialist consult is approximately 110 euros for only 10 minutes. That's only the consult, not talking about any examinations or x-rays or blood work. X-rays, approximately 80 euros, depending on what kind of x-ray. Scans starting at 500 euros, running up until any amount. A hospital bed is approximately 800 euros per night, and that's only the bed. An ICU bed is 2,500, and you can imagine if you have to pay those costs out of your own pocket, you will be set back financially quite a lot. But not only the health coverage is important, also other unforeseen circumstances, like if you need to go back home for an emergency with a family member, or if you accidentally harm another person or damage another person's goods, you can be held liable for that. Or even if there's a burglary in your student room or in your apartment, who's going to pay for the things you lost or the things you that were stolen? So to recap, no insurance will mean you will have to pay all the costs that occur from incidents, yourself. You guys are, this is the webinar for EU and EEA students, and the majority of you can take out the European Health Insurance Card or can apply for the European Health Insurance Card, and that can only be done in your home country. So if you are still in your home country, you haven't come to the Netherlands yet, and you do not have the European Health Insurance Card, go to your health insurer and ask for the European Health Insurance Card. Be aware of the fact that it's emergency coverage only. So it will give you coverage if there is an emergency, or if you break a leg and you need to get an operation or needs to be fixed, that will be covered, but any additional coverage won't be there. So if you need to go to a physiotherapist, for instance, to learn to walk again, that's not covered. It is not an alternative to travel insurance, so it does not cover any healthcare costs or costs such as a return flight to your home country or lost or stolen property. The things I already mentioned in the previous slide. If you have a European Health Insurance Card and you would like to claim your expenses, you always have to do that through your EHIC insurer first. If you are in the Netherlands, you can do that through the appointed insurance company for EHIC cases in the Netherlands, that's Zilveren Kruis. I will explain a bit more about that later on in the presentation. The European Health Insurance Card has a limited time of coverage, and that depends on your home country. So each home country has a different time of coverage. And it does not cover you for traveling for the express purpose of obtaining medical treatment in another country. And last but not least, very important, it does not guarantee free services. Although you are a European and you do have the EU card, each country's healthcare system is different. So costs that might cost nothing in your home country might not be free of charge in another country. So that's something you have to bear in mind, that there could be costs even if you have a EU card. Well, we think it's important that you know that the right insurance advice in the Netherlands is based on Dutch laws and regulations. So we made a table for you in which we explain certain situations. If you are a non-EU or a non-EEA student, then you only have one option, and then you need to take out the private healthcare, the private insurance Aon Complete Plus. If you are an EEA student or an EU student and you do not have a European Health Insurance Card, then you also only can take out the Aon Complete Plus insurance. I will explain more about that coverage, about that package later on in this presentation. If you are an EEA student or an EU student and you do have a European health insurance card, then you can take on the top-up insurance, the Aon Start Plus insurance. And then the situation changes altogether. If you are an EEA student, EU student, or non-EU student, and you do have a part-time job for which, you earn money, you are obligated to take out the Dutch basic healthcare insurance, and that is only healthcare. We advise you to take out the top-up insurance on top of the Aon Basic Healthcare Insurance Start Plus insurance. And it's the same for EEA students, EU students, and non-EU students. If you are going to do an internship in the Netherlands and you are going to earn more than the Dutch minimum wage, then you're also obligated by law to take out the mandatory Dutch basic healthcare insurance. And we recommend to take out the Aon Start Plus insurance as a top-up coverage. Well, what are you covered for? We have two coverages. We have the Complete Plus cover and we have the Start Plus cover. And the Complete Plus cover is a full coverage with it's a primary coverage, whereas the Start Plus coverage is a supplement or an additional coverage on top of your EHIC card or the Dutch Basic Healthcare Insurance. Since this is a webinar for EEA and EU students, I will focus on the Start Plus insurance because the majority of you guys will have the EHIC card with you. So for you, it is enough to take out the Start Plus on top of your EHIC card. Of course, you're free to take out the Complete Plus if you want to. If you don't want to have any hassles with, applying for your claim first at your EHIC provider and then come to us with the Complete Plus, you have primary coverage, so you can submit your claim with us and don't have to go to your EHIC insurer. As I said, Start Plus coverage. It's a package insurance and covers medical coverage, which means that you have cover for the general practitioner, hospitalization, prescribed medicine, physical therapy, psychotherapy, all things you need medically wise. Again, for the Start Plus insurance, it's a supplement on top of your basic healthcare insurance and on top of your EHIC card. So you always have to submit your claim first with your healthcare provider, with your EHIC card or basic healthcare provider. And if they don't pay or don't pay enough, you can submit your claim to us. There's also a dental coverage in the case of an accident and dental cost to relieve acute pain. So it's more or less an emergency dental coverage. The cover is 1,250 euros for if it's caused by an accident, and if it's to relieve acute pain, it's 350 euros per insurance year. Then there is a repatriation, which we call social repatriation, in case you need to go back home or your family member needs to come back needs to come to the Netherlands because there's a life-threatening situation with you going on, or the other way around. You need to go back home because there's a life-threatening situation, or even worse, with a family member. You can do that. You can go home. Of course, if you need medical repatriation to another country, that is also covered under this insurance, also on the Start Plus. And from the repatriation section on, it is a primary cover for the Start Plus as well. Liability coverage, if you accidentally harm another person's belonging, or you accidentally harm another person. You're probably going to cycle here in the Netherlands. We see a lot of accidents occurring in the first few months that students are here. They bump into a car, or they cannot stop and run somebody over. Well, those people can hold you liable for the costs you've made. And if you are not insured, you will have to pay those costs yourself. Then there is legal coverage. That is if you have a dispute, for instance, with your landlord or your landlady, you're paying rent, and the plumbing is not working, or something else in the house is not okay. Well, you can contact us. We have lawyers who we can get you in contact with, and they can make they can support you and help you. Then there's an accident coverage, a home content cover. So the things you have in your home or your room are covered for 6,000 euros against burglary, fire, flood, and burglary, as I said. In all cases, you need to file a police report, and with that report, you can get a reimbursement for the things that are stolen from your property or your room. Then there's travel insurance. With this insurance, if you are going to travel during your studies and you have worldwide coverage, then you can just do so, and you will have cover for your luggage as well as the other stuff. So you don't need to take out any additional insurance for that, any additional travel insurance for that, I have to say. The premium for the Aon student insurance is €1.89 per day, which is €56.70 per month for the Complete Plus. And for the Start Plus, it's 88 cents per day and €26 per month. And you take out the insurance for as long as you are you have your EHIC card, or you are studying in the Netherlands. Well, some highlights about the Aon Start Plus insurance. As I said, it is for international students studying or doing an internship in the Netherlands. Additional coverage on top of your basic healthcare insurance or your European health insurance card. It offers you worldwide coverage. You do not need a BSN number, so no registration at City Hall. So you can, if you are still in your home country and you haven't taken out any insurance yet, you can do that anytime. There's a medical coverage. The medical coverage is a supplement cover, which means it's on top of your EHIC card. There's the non-medical coverage, like the liability and social repatriation and a legal, well, those are the things I already told you about. We have a 24/7 emergency assistance number, which you can contact in case you are admitted to the hospital, for instance, or you need to go back home and you cannot reach us at the office because it is it's after office hours or it's the weekend. Then you can always contact the emergency number. And the Aon Start Plus insurance is fully compliant for visa regulations, except for Switzerland, because Switzerland has a different legal system. They have their own, we have an insurance that covers Switzerland as well, but that's not this one. And one important thing, here in the Netherlands, it's possible to receive healthcare allowance for insurances, but that is only for the Dutch basic healthcare insurance and not for a private insurance like the Aon Start Plus. And Elijah will explain more about when you can take out the Dutch base, or when you need to take out the Dutch basic healthcare insurance, and how the healthcare allowance works. And I think that was my part. Am I correct, Elisha? Yes, there she is. Well,
I hope everyone can
Elisha,
hear me.
go. Yes, we can hear you.
All right, I'll take control. Okay, so as Arti explained, there's quite a few things that we do cover, but let me tell you some things about what's not covered. Damage is caused by the abuse of substance like drugs or alcohol. For example, if damage has been caused and we find out you had been using drugs or drinking excessively, reimbursement will not occur. Damages that were caused on purpose or by reckless behavior, reimbursement will not happen. Misrepresentation of facts. When you apply for the Aon student insurance, we require you to fill in the application truthfully. If we find out that you lied on your application or on your claim form, we will not pay for the damages, and we will cancel your Aon student insurance. So if we have any questions regarding your application, we will contact you. But if there's anything in your personal situation that you think might affect your application, please contact us and discuss with us if your personal situation might affect the application you want to send in. Medical procedures that can be postponed by that can be postponed until you're back in your home country. That will always be reviewed by a medical doctor. Preventative medicine and procedures, checkups, and over-the-counter medication. So medication you can get without a prescription is also not covered. And injuries or damage that occurs during the practice of sports the type of sports that we consider dangerous sports are also not eligible for reimbursement. The lists of sports you can find in your policy conditions that you can download from your online account. Let's see. Right. Now imagine that you've been in the Netherlands for a little while and you're considering taking out a part-time job or doing an internship alongside your studies. In the Netherlands, when you have a part-time job contract, you are obligated to take Dutch basic healthcare insurance. It doesn't matter if you have a 0-hour contract or a 16-hour contract or anything in between. If you have a part-time job contract, you're obligated to take out Dutch basic healthcare insurance. Now, with an internship contract, it does matter how much you earn. If you earn more than the minimum wage threshold, which is about 1,900 euros, you do need to switch to the Dutch basic healthcare insurance. If you earn less than 1,900 euros per month, you're okay with your Aon student insurance. Now, if you're not sure, please always call us to discuss your situation. Most of the times we'll be able to tell you which insurance type will be suited for your best suited for your situation. There are instances that we might not know, but then we will ask you to obtain a WLZ position form, like the link that you see on. You can go to the link on the screen that you see right now, and the SVB, the Social Insurance Bank in the Netherlands, is the governmental institution that can look into your insurance position in the Netherlands and decide whether or not you are obligated to take out Dutch basic healthcare insurance or not. Now, it's important to have the right type of insurance, because if you are employed and you're still on your Aon student insurance, you can receive a governmental fine of 496 euros and 74 cents. And as long as you don't comply to the rules and regulations that apply to you, the fine can increase. And there have been cases of students who didn't apply for the right type of insurance and had to pay somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 euros in fines. Well, you can apply for the Aon student insurance online, and we recommend that you apply for the Aon student insurance before you leave your home country. Like Arti said, you don't need a BSN, and please take out insurance coverage for the entire duration of your exchange period, or if you're intending to stay here for multiple years, apply for at least 1 year to start with. And some universities apply for their students. So your university will inform you of your new insurance policy document. Now, payment is flexible. It can happen you can pay per month or at once. If you apply for multiple years, the option to pay per year will also become available. You can pay through direct debit if you have a European bank account, which means that we will automatically collect the money from your bank account, or e-invoice if you want to pay through MasterCard or Visa. If you have a Dutch bank account, the option for ideal payments will also be available, or you can make a manual bank transfer. Once you have paid, you won't receive a confirmation, but in your online account, you have an overview where you can check whether or not an invoice has been paid. Keep in mind that our website isn't capable of real-time processing, so it might take a couple of days for the status of an invoice to be updated. Once applied, you are obligated to pay the premium, and failing to pay the obligated premium might result in you being registered as a defaulter in our internal systems. However, we will send you several payment reminders before that will happen. If your university has applied for your insurance, payment is usually done through the university in usually in your college tuition. You will receive your policy documentation via email, and you can make changes to your insurance through your online personal account. If your university has applied for your insurance, then you will payment and any changes you want to make will be carried out through the university, and you can easily cancel your Aon student insurance on a day-to-day basis. For example, if you have found a part-time job and you need to switch to the Dutch basic healthcare insurance. And anything you have paid in excess for your Aon student insurance will be paid back based on the new expiration date that you have communicated to us. Now, you can also claim online, like I said. You log into your online personal account, you click on the button that says File a Claim, and you follow the steps provided. Now, for those of you who have a European health insurance card, you will first need to check with your insurance in your home country if your EHIC will provide some coverage. If it's a little difficult for you to submit those documents to your home insurance, we have an equivalent in the Netherlands. So you can call us up for the relevant link, or quickly copy paste the link that's now on screen. Okay, let me tell you something about the Dutch healthcare system. What do you need to do when you go to the doctor? We recommend that you find a general practitioner to subscribe or register with as soon as you arrive in the Netherlands. There are many more patients than there are general practitioners in the Netherlands at the moment. So trying to find a general practitioner to register with can be a bit of a trial and error situation. Keep that in mind. The GP is always your first point of contact for health issues if you're not feeling well, with the exception, of course, if you have broken bones or if you're in a life-threatening situation, please go straight to the emergency room or dial 112 for an ambulance. The GP is a fully qualified doctor, so they can prescribe you with medications if necessary, but if they don't quite know what's wrong, they can refer you to a specialist for further examination. Keep in mind that without a referral from the GP, reimbursement for any specialists or any tests reserve asked for by a specialist cannot take place. Also important, when you have an appointment with a doctor, please show up on time. Now, as I said, there is a shortage of healthcare providers in the Netherlands. So there is a website, zorgkaart.nl. That's the largest database available on the internet with registrations for doctors and specialists. So you can use that as a guide to try and find a general practitioner. Sometimes your university has a cooperation agreement with a dedicated general practitioner for its students. So please ask your university if they have a cooperation agreement like that. We also have a cooperation agreement with a number of healthcare providers, but this is an ongoing project, so we don't have healthcare providers in every city yet. Aon provides a free choice of healthcare providers, so I can also understand that it might be more comfortable for you to find a general practitioner that's closer to where you live instead of signing up with the campus doctor, because you might not want to go all the way to the campus for an appointment if you're not feeling well. And one more thing, the Aon student insurance is not in the FECOSO system. The FECOSO system is the national database where all public healthcare registrations are registered. So when you call the GP or the GP's assistant to register with them, something you might often hear is, "I can't find your insurance in the system. You don't seem to have insurance." When someone tells you that, it's okay. Just tell them you have private insurance and that you need a invoice from the doctor sent to you via email or given to you at the end of the consult in order for you to request reimbursement through your online account. I think that's it for me. So I'll hand over the presentation back to Arti.
Yes, thank you very much, Elisha. I hope it gave you some insight about well, all the rules and all the regulations we have here in the Netherlands with regard to insurances when you come to study here or do an internship. Well, of course, it was a lot of information, so we can imagine that you may still have questions or you want to contact us. Of course, that is possible. You can contact us during office hours from Monday to Friday by telephone. You can also email us at info@aonstudininsurance.com. If you have claims-related questions, you can mail to claimsworldwide@aon.com. Of course, we have a very extensive and very informative website. And if you check our frequently asked questions section, you will see that you will find almost all the answers you need there. And you can chat with us during office hours by going to our website and click on chat with us. And it's a real chat. It's not a chat bot, but it's a real a colleague of mine who is answering your questions, which makes it easier to solve any problem if you have a problem, or help you directly if you need to have help. Well, that brings me to the questions you guys asked in the Q&A section. And Elisha and Kadra, can you give us, or can you give me an update on the questions?
There are no open questions
No
in the
open questions.
Q&A.
Okay.
No. There's only one question in which a
Yeah.
student asked, let me just check. On slide 15, you mentioned that once we're registered, we must pay the premium insurance plan.
Yeah.
Is that right? What if we only need to Start Plus insurance? I think the student's a bit confused with the premium is the insurance fee.
Yes.
Basically, what you pay per month or per year.
Exactly.
For all the insurance plans we offer.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's exactly right, Kadra. So to be quite to make sure you understand, the premium is what you pay, and the premium you pay a premium for the insurance plan Start Plus or Complete Plus, and that is the only thing you pay. And then you can pay that as Elisha mentioned, monthly or at once, everything. So you only pay one amount for one insurance plan. So that's I hope that was informative for you, Lorenzo. No other questions, Kadra?
Yeah, now the questions are now pouring in, apparently.
Okay, great.
Okay, well, the first student asked 3 separate questions. The first one being, if we want to see in more detail what our EHIC covers, do we communicate our home office, or is there a Dutch website ideal for that?
No, if you want to know what your EHIC covers, you need to contact your own healthcare provider in your home country, because every country has its own coverage, and the Netherlands doesn't have that coverage. So no, you need to contact your home country insurer.
Okay, the second question is, if we have the student Start Plus insurance while we leave the Netherlands and we travel to another country, is the insurance valid in case of emergency?
If you are traveling and you are still a student at the university or University of the Applied Sciences, if it's just, a short holiday or a weekend away, then you are covered. But if you stop your study, the insurance needs to be stopped as well, because it's only an insurance on top of your EHIC card for the duration of your study in the Netherlands.
Yeah. And the third question is the GP getting paid by us monthly or in case of need? Do we get reimbursed in both cases, or for any reason we might need to contact the GP?
No, the thing is here, if you go to the GP, you will either have to pay an amount up front, or the GP will send his invoice to us. That depends on the GP you go to. But you don't pay the GP monthly. You only pay the GP when you visit the doctor.
Okay. Another question is, can I still get the Aon Plus Complete insurance with an EHIC card? Mine is going to expire soon.
Yes, if your EHIC card is going to expire, you can only take out the Start Plus for as long as your EHIC card is valid. If your EHIC card stops being valid, you need to change to the Complete Plus insurance.
Okay, could you explain the eigen risico? I've read about it, but don't fully understand how it works.
No, well, the eigen risico, that's a deductible. We have, under the Aon student insurance, you don't have any deductibles. There's no eigen risico. So it's not like you go to a doctor and you have to pay, 50 euros out of your own pocket. Eigen risico, however, is part of the Dutch basic healthcare insurance. And that's the mandatory insurance we Dutch people have here in the Netherlands, and people who come here, internationals, and start to work. There's a mandatory deductible of eigen risico of 385 euros per year, per insurance year, which means that the first 385 euros you will have to pay out of your own pocket if you go to a doctor. And that applies to everybody. So that's the eigen risico. And if you want to know more about it, you can find information on the website, but you can also, chat with one of my colleagues if you wish to, if you have a specific question about that.
The other question is there a delay of tolerance if we sign a contract with an employer or take an insurance?
A delay of tolerance.
I'm assuming they're talking about the Dutch basic healthcare insurance.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. When you start working.
If there's a waiting, time. Yeah. Elisha, can you answer that question, please?
There is no waiting time for most of the healthcare providers. The only time you might have to deal with a waiting list is if you need mental health care, like to visit a psychologist. And you might have to wait in that sense if you need to see a specialist. Sometimes the specialist agenda is just really full or they're really busy, so it might take a couple of weeks before you can see the specialist. But that's the only two examples I can think of off the top of my head where waiting time would apply.
No, me neither, but that's thank you, Elisha.
Yeah.
Okay. As an international student that works part-time, can I apply for the healthcare allowance?
If you have a Dutch basic healthcare insurance, and you should have if you work part-time and earn money, and then you can apply for the Dutch for the healthcare allowance, and you guys need to apply for that through the tax office online. And that's something you have to do yourself. If you want to have help with that, I would suggest ask a Dutch-speaking student to help you, because they can help you. Because as far as I know, but I'm not sure, it's all in Dutch.
Okay. Can I take out an Aon Complete Plus insurance with an active EHIC card?
Yeah, that is possible. That is possible. Yeah.
Okay. There's a student who has a question about the sports that are covered by the insurance.
Yeah. Which sports are covered by the insurance? I forgot. Yeah, you can find the list in the general conditions.
Policy. Yeah, the policy conditions.
The general policy. And also, I think, but you have to help me, Elisha and Kadra, at the on the frequently asked questions section as well, I think. Right? Because there's a link there, I think. Maybe.
Could be, but it's definitely included in policy conditions document.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and the last question, if my EE card expires and I've already registered for the Start Plus insurance, do I need to switch to the Complete Plus while I'm applying for a new EE card?
I don't think so, but Elisha, can you?
No, if it's possible for you to renew your EHIC, well, I do recommend that you do so. Give yourself enough time to renew it before it actually expires, but you don't need to switch to the Complete Plus, because your new EHIC card should become valid right after the other one expires.
Exactly. Yeah, as long as it's continuous, then it's fine.
Okay, and then I see Another last question. We have some time still, so we still have some time. Is the
Yeah.
luggage insured during the trip to the Netherlands? Well, if you have taken out the insurance from the moment you leave your home country, then it's covered. If not, then it's not covered.
Okay,
And
I
I
think
think that
that's
was
it.
it. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for attending. And I hope it gave you some insights into the insurances for EU and EEA students. Thank you, Elisha. Thank you, Kadra. It's always a pleasure doing this with you guys. And from us, from Aon, we wish you a very successful time here in the Netherlands, and good luck with your studies, and don't forget to enjoy it here in the Netherlands. Thank you very much. And as I said in the beginning, you will receive a recording of this presentation and also some more information like leaflets and everything. Yeah, thank you very much. Bye.